LITE-Africa Independent Television.
AIT, sharing the African experience.
We want to sincerely apologize for taking a break from the proceedings at the National Confab. We want to bring you this all-important exclusive interview. I want to believe that you are going to learn a lot in the next 10 or 15 minutes. My name is Warrior Aidegama. We have some gentlemen in the studio, and they are here for a reason. In a short while, we are going to find out from them why they are here. Actually, they are members of the Leadership Initiative for Transformation and Empowerment. Gentlemen, you're welcome. The viewers want to know, because why you have come, I believe, is very important. That is why we have to actually take a break from what is happening at the National Confab. So, may we meet you? Starting from you.
Thank you. My name is Victor Elumediamo, Associate Program Manager, Governance and Human Rights, Leadership Initiative for Transformation and Empowerment, LITE-Africa.
Okay.
My name is Jerry, Senior Program Manager, LITE-Africa.
And
Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Iheka Ibetinyere, Program Officer, Governance and Human Rights, LITE-Africa.
okay. If I may ask, because the viewers, I know they have a lot in their minds right now for actually cutting that program. Why are you here?
Thank you so much, viewers. We're actually here to create awareness on issues. We are carrying out this assignment across the Niger Delta. We have done it Delta, we have done it in Delta State. Trying to empower Nigerians on their rights, and also informing them about the role of the VPs in ensuring that the security sectors, security agencies who are manning, the facilities of the oil companies operate within the human rights ambit. The VP came on board, or the Voluntary Principles of Security and Human Rights came on board in the year 2000. After stakeholders realized, how critical, the security sector play in ensuring that they protect, the oil facilities around the world. So Nigeria was one of the target countries, for the for VP implementation. The VP was actually initiated by the US and the UK, and presently we have about 8 countries, who are signatories, to the VP. But Nigeria is yet to sign up. So we are here to, create awareness and sensitize, Nigerians on the role of the VP in ensuring, security is actually guaranteed around the strategic sector in Nigeria.
Okay. We have said a lot of things now, but I will try as much as possible to break it down for people to understand what you are talking about. Chinyere, what is this VP all about? What are the elements in this VP that you feel, because he has said federal government is yet to kickstart what you really have there and all that. What is it all about? We want viewers to understand why you are talking like this.
Okay, the VP is all about respecting the rights of the people while doing your business.
What kind of business?
Now, the focus of the VP is actually on the extractive industry. What I mean is the hydrocarbons, which is in the Niger Delta area. We look at the issues of mining of the oil, the crude oil, which we have companies around in the Niger Delta. It does not stop there. It also look at what about the solid minerals, like in the north where we have the tantalite, the precious stones, and the rest of them. Now, and these resources belong to the federal government, but actually there are people who also play host. And these people who play host to these natural resources, where the federal government gets the resources in Nigeria, are the community people who also bear whatever thing that comes out from there. If you can remember, during 1999, before the amnesty program in the Niger Delta, the late President Umaru Yar'Adua said that he don't want these resources which were found in the Niger Delta to be a cost, but rather it should be a blessing to the people. So actually there has been a lot of issues on the issues of human rights violation and the rest of them, the rights of the people in the community. So the VP tries to address some of those things. There has been issues of conflict in the area where there is a exploration and where there is mining and the rest of them. So, and if you look at these things from the analysis, from the researches that has happened, is issues of human rights violation either by the security operatives or by the company. So the VP also talks, the VP look at the situation where, yes, you are doing your business, but there's also need for you to also respect the right of the people, and the people also who are also the bearing communities should also know, yeah, what are those activities that you are doing. Now, the security engagement, you also need to get them involved.
Okay. What rights are we looking at now?
Yeah.
Because you just talked about rights of the people, where you get these natural resources, the people, the immediate community are supposed to benefit, so to say. I hope I'm not getting you wrong. What are these rights that we are looking at right now?
Basically, when you look at the right to life, the VP has, direct linkage with right to life. And then, right to life, looking at issues of torture, right to dignity, where, a security operative, arrest, someone who was accused of pipeline vandalism, and that person could be arrested more than 24 hours, which is also against, what the Nigerian law stipulate. Even right to fair hearing. Sometimes, people do not also have the opportunity to be heard, Then the right to association as well. Because even when you see, even within the extractive sector, there are some people who do not even unionize, which also VP, speak against. So, when you look at the three elements of the VP, we have the risk assessment, which is also looking at that oil companies should carry out a proper risk assessment to determine, what constitutes a risk within the operating environment, and also how to mitigate it. And carrying out risk assessment, is an ongoing process. Looking at your entry point, at the point of entry, if you're able to identify, risks associated in your environment, even at the point of winding up, someone is selling off the asset. There could be risks which will emanate as a result of you leaving. You also have to carry out, such an assessment. Then even at the risk where there are issues of change in government, maybe if there, for example, in Nigeria today, we have escalation of conflict around the north, and we are about to conduct 2015 election. There could be risks that will emanate within the country, which an oil company is also supposed to carry out a risk assessment, in order to come up with mitigating factors. Then we also have interaction with the public security, meaning that from time to time, the oil companies are expected to be, engaging the security sector to understand their challenges, and also to come up with some form of training on current trends, on issues of, rights and all that. Then interaction with the private security as well. So those are the three key elements, of the VP that, if adequately implemented, issues that has to do with the protest, because most times there's always, this oil spill, environmental degradation, which could lead to protests, from the community. And when there are protests, the oil companies with the federal government would deploy, security operative. And the VP is saying, use proportional force. For example, if we are 5 persons, protesting, don't bring in 100 troops, to quench, the people. While doing that, you might use, force that will infringe on people's rights and all that. So, VP is trying to provide that guidance. While maintaining safety and security of operation, you operate within the acceptable human rights, standard.
Okay, you have said a lot of things, which means it's not as if you have not said that government has not been doing anything, or the stakeholders, so to say, they've not been doing anything, but your complaint is they are not doing it the right way. And these are the things that are actually causing a lot of what we see in these areas. And again, that the communities, they are not actually getting what they are supposed to get, their own rights. Is that what you're saying? They're not getting it. And you are coming in to say, no, it has to stop. These are the ways we'll go about it. So what are we not saying? Now, I want you to come in here. What are you saying that the roles of the different stakeholders, what are they supposed to do? Because you are here to educate them now, right now, that you have been doing this, this is not the right way to do it. It is possible they lack the ideas. It's not as if they are deliberately doing what they are doing. What are you advising they should do? If it is government, what are they supposed to do?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Yeah, actually, these voluntary principles on security and human rights, like my colleagues have said, they are soft laws that guide the operation of the extractive industry sector in Nigeria to enhance peaceful coexistence between the industry and the other stakeholders like the communities and the government who are involved in the mining sector. Now, the expectation of each of these stakeholders, for instance, let me start by the expectation, the role of the communities. I want to say that, yeah, the government has been doing a lot by providing, it is the responsibility of government to respect, to protect the rights of every individual, of its citizens. Now, it is also the duty of the oil companies to also respect the lives of the citizens.
You are looking at their social responsibility, yes, to the community.
Exactly. So what we are trying to do, what we have been doing is that, yes, we want to a situation whereby the communities themselves will be sensitized on their rights to be able to dialogue, engage the oil companies operating in their domain or in their territory, to have that peaceful coexistence between the communities and the oil companies, so as not to infringe on each other's right, because there is this saying that where my rights or the rights of the other begins. So in that case, what we are trying to do is that, yes, the community should be able to engage the companies on one hand to enhance that, yes, their rights are not being violated or be infringed on. Then again, on the issue of the oil company, it is also the duty. Here, government help them also collaborate to provide public security for the oil company to guide and man their installations in the operational areas. And while also the companies also engage the private sector on their own to complement the efforts of the government. So what we are saying is that, yes, the oil company should, as a matter of fact, also be able to engage the community. It is not just enough that communities just wake up one day to see the presence of heavily armed security in their communities or in their territories without their prior knowledge. So we are saying that, yes, the company, as far as you are protecting your assets, your installation, you should also engage, carry the communities along, because they are your hosts. They are the owners of wherever your installations are. Let them know, yes, you are providing so number of security to guide the operation. These are what is expected of the communities, and this is what you want them to do, so that they will cooperate with the security forces that you are providing. And again, you should be able to tell them, yes, even if there are restriction of movement, no thoroughfare in your facilities, you should be able to also let the communities know this, and so that there will be this harmonious working relationship without recourse to destruction of your production capacity. So that's what we are doing. Then on the aspect of government also need to monitor and also kind of liaise with the companies and the communities to ensure that, yes, these principles is actually adhered to by all the stakeholders. And that is why we have, my colleague said, we have a lot of, about 8 countries have signed on to these voluntary principles, but yet Nigeria, as we speak, has not signed on. And we are also using this platform to also sensitize the Nigerian government to also play a role by quickly signing on to this voluntary principle on security and human rights, because there are a lot of inherent benefits that will be derived if you are a member of this
I think we'll come to that, because you just mentioned something, government should liaise that and that, but one begins to worry, because we have heard most times we'll say, okay, this person or this group of persons, they are representing a particular community to liaise with the companies on ground who are doing their businesses in these various communities and all that. Are we saying these people are not representing the companies? Because if they were, how come it's like you are not standing for them, standing for the various communities, trying to create awareness